That is a nice tight departure from that aircraft. That slipstream is about 200 kilometers per hour at that point, even though the Herca's throttled back and going nice and slow as it can.
Yeah.
So you can see they're all falling as a formation block together. Normally when we do this tactically, of course, we don't have bright orange smoke on us showing everyone where we are. But high altitude, low opening, or halo, free fall, as we call it in the civilian world. So the guys fell together as a group and then they tracked apart, they turned away from each other in order to deploy their parachutes, because you don't want to be next to the jumper beside you when you actually pull your parachute. And in order to do that, they have a little, like a hacky sack on the back of their parachute canopy casing, and they throw that out, and that deploys a drogue chute, which opens the way. And because all of them are navy blue or blue, they're all their first parachutes, which is a good sign.
See the
Walo nga sila, babe.
Oh, walo nga. Ah, kaganda.
So what you'll see now is you can see the stack of 6. They are going to complete a few turns to allow them all to join up. And then they will basically formate one on top of the other. Now I mentioned those smoke canisters, they're extremely hot, so the guys have to be real careful just to keep that away, because it could actually melt the canopy of the guy below them if they're doing that close. So they'll complete a few turns, they'll be assessing the wind and allowing everyone to get into position. The containers that the guys are jumping today are called javelins. That's the harness in the container system. And the canopy is a Sabre 2. You can see we've got 2 different coloured ones there. We've got navy blue ones, they're the newest. And then the lighter blue ones are the slightly older models. And the reason they're different colours is that they are different sizes. And it's really important that the parachutist wears the correct size chute for them. And that's all dependent on their weight and their ability.
Ako din.
So as these guys are tracking in now, sir, I'll ask you a little bit. We talked a bit about the C-130 being, on the way out. So what capability do we have coming in to replace them?
Well, we have the brand new C-130J Hercules replacing the old H models, Kate, and I can tell you that yesterday, about this time, our very first model test flew in the United States of America out of the factory in Marietta, Georgia. So a really exciting moment for the future of C-130 operations for New Zealand.
That is super exciting. That's really awesome to have that in the sky, test flying. We all know that introduction to service can take a long time. It's a progressive system where you go through each of the different capabilities that you want to release.
Yeah, that's right. And this particular time, we've actually had people in the United States for a couple of years now working with the US Air Force. So we've got them already trained up on the C-130J. Which will certainly make that process a lot faster.
Fantastic. Coming into land, big round of applause, ladies and gents, for Kiwi Blue. Sergeant Josh Stone has just touched down. There's Blair Patterson. We've got Warrant Officer Doogie King, Sergeant Thorne Davids, Flight Lieutenant Ness King, and Sergeant Janelle Webb.
Wow.
Now, boys and girls, if you can make your way to the front fence, the guys said they will come over to the fence once they've collected their rigs all together, and they'll be happy to say hello.